What's good, everybody? It's your boy D-Man Neeyooo here, and today we're actually about to do a llama arts video. This horror story basically called a bus stop horror story, and it's been a minute since I actually did a reaction for llama arts, and I figured why not go ahead and get one popping with it. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's go.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one. I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold night and snow had just started peppering the ground. My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed. It was freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing, walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone. He sat down at the other end of the shelter and just stared at me. There was something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
"When is the bus due?"
I took out my earphones and said, "I think it's delayed, because of the snow." He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me. I looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer. I turned to him and said, "You okay there?" He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me.
Time to move.
Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I ran down the road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass and waited for the bus. I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through the glass.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
Time to move.
I'm warning you, stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it.
You better football move style.
The man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first. I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face.
Really?
I tried to get a response out of him, but nothing worked.
Damn that!
I called the police and paramedics and they arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment, and that was the last I saw of him. I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Bet you have. Shit. Like, I'm sorry. Me personally, you're already creepy as it is. You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm sitting at the bus stop, waiting for a bus, and you come up there. First of all, most people don't really talk at the bus stop anyway. Most people don't. But you sitting there, you ask me a question, I answered it. Now you try to slide in over there, and then you gonna slide some more. And when I'm looking at you, you gonna try to jump at me? Nah. 2 pieces in the biscuit. 1, 2, done. I'm saying I'm gonna let it go the first time. See, the second time you jump at me, you getting the 2 piece. You know what I'm saying? You getting that 2 piece in the biscuit. You drop. You gonna sit there. I'm gonna let you sit there. I'm gonna call the cops after I get my stuff. But then I'm gonna let you sit there for a while. I might, maybe if I'm feeling generous enough after you try to come at me twice, I might pull you out the street. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if my life's in danger and you jump at me, you gonna lay there. I'm just saying. Like your boy said, he ain't never rode a bus since, and I don't blame you. Me personally, let's put it this way: I don't even like catching cabs as it is because I don't trust cab drivers. But if I have to catch one, I catch one. Especially down here, the buses only run at a certain time of night. At that time, it's always just Cap City. But now everybody's doing Uber, and I damn sure don't trust that because I don't trust everybody that drives. So, and there's only one person that I actually trust, and she drives Lyft. So, yeah, if I have to, I'll call her. But nah, now it kind of makes you second, think or second guess on catching a bus at night because you get crazy people like this. I'll pass. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And like I said, keep your requests coming. If I haven't gotten to it, I will get to it sooner or later. And like I said, I think I'm gonna probably most likely put a poll up pretty soon. Not exactly sure of what, but I'm gonna put something up. And until then, in the meantime, between time, I'll see you when I see you. Holla at your boy.